Who's ready for some lunchtime football? That is right. I'm here to preview the Mariners' next trip as we head towards Bromley in one of the early games on Saturday. 12:30 kickoff this will be. So anyone travelling over to Bromley, probably the best thing to do might be stay overnight if you are. But like I said, we head over to Bromley on Saturday afternoon. It's a 12:30 kickoff, like I said, and David Artell has just today he's held his pre-match press conferences, one obviously with the club and one with Radio Humberside, and it looks like there could be a couple of injury concerns. I believe saying without saying, which is usually what managers do. Danny Rose looks like he's having to go and see a specialist, as seems to be this back problem that he seems to have is a little bit more annoying. They getting to the bottom of it, but they haven't quite got to the bottom of it. Artell was saying, which is disappointing. I mean, I know about because I know he ran over Danny Rose in the Nats County game by accident. I actually came across Danny, said hello to him before the Nats County game. Made sure my wheels were far enough away from Danny, so there was no just. But apparently, Arthur was saying at times Rosie was struggling to sit down, so it might be a sciatic problem. Don't know, but I don't expect Danny Rose to be available on Saturday. Artell did say, well, you'll find out when the team news comes out around about 11 o'clock. But I would say don't expect Danny Rose to be in the team, although then again, there could be a bit of a shock, a bit of a surprise. Obviously, good to hear about the returns of Jaden Sweeney, Zach Gilzenon continuing his return, and Sam Lavelle as well is slowly starting to make a return. As last week, Sam was being asked about by some fans around in Blundell Park that I was talking to, and obviously I didn't know this rumour, but there was obviously a rumour about Christy Pym probably not being available for this game with injury, or whether that could be a confidence thing. Again, Artell just simply said the words, you'll see when the team news comes out as to what the state of play with all the players are. You'd have to think that it would be Charlie Casper if Pym wasn't available, but apparently the injury concerns are not as severe as they could have been. So we'll wait and see as to what the team is Saturday morning, just before kickoff. Obviously asked about the transfer window, as we're only a couple of weeks away from it happening. And David Artell did say that there will be obviously a few. He was asked about a sort of perfect number. He said probably between 3 or 4. And I loved it. What he actually said was, in his Humberside interview, you could say 1 or 2, and then that may not be enough. You could say 5 or 6. That could be too many. 3 or 4, as he says, seems to be a good number without putting a direct number onto it. I think everyone obviously a little bit concerned. I think we have to look defensively, because I think that is our biggest sort of concern. And obviously we may need to strengthen the striker side just a little bit, but maybe we need to strengthen all areas in certain areas. In certain situations, he was asked to get a couple of deals over the line. Would it mean the likes of Neo Eccleston and that being sent back? He said that will probably be addressed maybe towards the middle to end of January. We don't know. And like he said, they don't know yet. So we'll have to see what happens. I mean, I think 3 or 4 would be about right. I think 3 or 4 fresh faces, and obviously working from there. Why not? So I think Artell's being again very coy, but as honest as he can be without giving too much away, which we know that Artell is good at doing. In other situations, he was asked about Bromley, obviously as an overall team, and obviously he said, "Well, we know what Bromley are. Bromley know what they are," which is quite true. Obviously managed by Andy Woodman, and to be fair, they're doing really, really well. They are big on set pieces. Artell obviously knows and is aware that is going to be one of their biggest threats. They've got other threats. They can play football, but they have got one of the biggest threats, and obviously one of the biggest poacher strikers in Michael Cheek, obviously on their books, was top scorer last year, could easily be that again this year. So, we know this game's going to be physical. We know it's going to be a real challenge and a real test, because they're probably, I would say, the biggest team in regards to size in the EFL. But like Artell said, and I agree with him 100%, they know what they are as a team. They're a very direct team. They're very pump the ball up, get your head on it, and make it difficult for defenders, while also having that little bit of quality to be able to play good football when they're able to. So this is not going to be an easy game for the Mariners, in all truth. I've got some stats for everyone to know about going into this one, and this time I'm using, as I said, back to old faithful, soccerpunter.com. I've got some stats here as we head to Bromley. Like I said, on Sunday it's the 12:30 kickoff. Always remember that, 12:30. Don't be getting there for 2:30, because the players will just be leaving around about that point. But if we look at the recent form for the two sides, obviously Bromley are in very good form. 4 of their last 5 games have been wins, only 1 defeat in the last 5. The Mariners, however, have had obviously a struggling form in general. They've had 1 win in the last 5, but at the same time, they haven't won in 7 in the league. The last 5 games in the league have gone loss, draw, loss, draw, loss. So not probably the worst form since David Artell took over, which was similar to when he did first start his journey to Grimsby Town. We've got a similar kind of form in there, which is quite alarming. Obviously, fans are getting a little bit frustrated. One thing he did say is pretty much is that they are playing well, and he's right. Apparently, Martin Patterson went to see after the game, spoke to David Artell and Sean Pearson, and said, "Well, you're a good side, aren't you?" But I liked sort of like what Artell said, where he said, "It's great to hear, but we're sick of that, mate." And it's good to hear him say that they're sick of saying that, because I am as well. I'm sick of saying that we're playing well, but, and I've said that in the last couple of videos that I put out. It's now not always about being pretty. It's also now about being gritty. It's about getting a win when maybe you're on the back foot a little bit. Maybe grinding a win out when a gritty 1-0 win would do over a flashy 4-1, 4-3 game. I think we need to find different ways of winning games, but also Arthur's not going to change his philosophy in the way he plays games. He likes the ball down, he likes passing, he likes moving, he likes getting the ball down the wing, and he's got two real good first team wingers in definitely in Burns and in Vernon, but obviously he's got a Malazor that can come in on the wing as well. He has, what I would say this year, one of our pluses is options. I think we are a bit light, probably more in the maybe in the wing back position. I think we're probably a little bit weak, and maybe another solid centre back, because I've noticed that Harvey Rogers has been playing more on the right lately rather than central. So we'll see. But in general, obviously Town's form not so good so far, but it can easily change. If we look at the overall head-to-head summary between the two sides, Grimsby have won 66.7% of games. Bromley have won basically a third, 33.3%. That's 6 games played between the two sides. The Mariners have won 4. Bromley have won 2. With a score of 11-7 in the Mariners' favour. That's a goal ratio of 1.83. Goals scored for Grimsby, just under 2 goals a game that we played Bromley. Bromley just over 1 at 1.17%. Now, if we look at the overall, it's kind of like gone. It's like a bit of tennis match in regards to this. It's like you win 2, we win 2, you win 2, we win 2. The 6 games that we have played against Bromley, the first 2 times we played Bromley, which was in the 15-16 season, the season we first got out of the National League, we lost both those games. We won both those games. A 4-1 win at Bromley Park and a 2-1 win over at Bromley in February 2016. And then back in the National League again in the season that we got up again. But this time Bromley got both wins. A 2-1 win in January of 22 for Bromley at Bromley Park, and Bromley won 3-1 at their place in September of 21. Last season though, it was the double for Grimsby Town. We got a 1-0 win at home against Bromley in September, while we got a 2-0 win at Bromley over in February, the 1st of February. Of course, that was with that amazing goal from the floor by Danny Rose, which ended up giving us the win over Bromley there. So you could say it's usually good games between these two sides. And I know, obviously, Grimsby fans, we have the banter with their manager, with Andy Woodman, but the one thing for sure, they are becoming a real good side in League Two. If you do fancy a little bit of a flutter on the game if you did fancy that. At certain places you can get Bromley to win at 5-4. The Mariners are 2-1, and the draw is 12-5. Obviously, there's other places you can go and get your match day odds for the game, but obviously they're just gonna just edge Bromley due to league position, and also being at home always helps. If we look at this, longest winning run for Bromley is 4 games this season. We've had our longest winning run is 2. Our longest losing streak, though, we only lost 1 in a row. And so Bromley, longest run without a loss has been 5 for Grimsby Town and 7 for Bromley. The longest run without a win, which is what we're on right now, which is 7 games for Grimsby and 5 for Bromley. 4 clean sheets for Grimsby this season, 7 for Bromley. That's also telling you where they basically are at their strongest. Our top goal scorer obviously is Charles Vernon, and he's also our top assist maker this season. Whereas if we look at Bromley, their obviously top goal scorer is the effervescent, shall we say, Michael Cheek, and of course Mitch Pinnock is their top assist for this season so far. The biggest victory for both sides is a 3-1 win for Bromley and a 7-1 win for Grimsby. The biggest defeat has been 3-0. That came at the hands of Barnet earlier in the season, and for Bromley it's been a 3-1 defeat. We haven't missed a penalty in the league this season, considering for the amount of penalties that we've actually had. Goals draw an away match, we haven't, which shows that goal scoring isn't really Grimsby's issue. If we look at the league table as it stands right now, it's 20 games obviously into the season. Bromley line 4th place, literally a point off the automatic promotion places. That's with 10 wins, 6 draws and 4 defeats. They have scored 32 goals this season, Bromley, in the league, and conceded 23. That is a plus 9 goal difference. If we look down at Grimsby Town, had a very solid start to the season, just like I said, sort of plateaued right now, but we're lying down in 14th place. That's 7 wins from 20 games, 6 draws and 7 defeats. 33 goals scored, 28 conceded. That is a plus 5 goal difference. And obviously, but only 5 points off the top 7. A little bit of frustration going there. We just need to start getting a couple of wins under our belts, and we could be right up there again. And obviously there are some games on tonight as I'm recording this Friday night, so position could change or alter, but we'll see. We've got to focus on this game against Bromley. Obviously changes will only be made, I think. Obviously Christy Pym's not available. I've got a feeling it'll be Charlie Casper that gets the nod, maybe Seb Orton, but I would imagine Charlie Casper. I imagine if he didn't have to make too many changes, I think he'll want to play Burns and Vernon, the wingers again. I think I think the midfield almost pretty much picked themselves. George McEachran, if fit, is going to be in his deep lying position. And I probably would start Jamie Walker in this game actually, but and Evan Corey, I think they'll probably be the 2 central mids, I would think. Obviously, with Vernon and with Burns on the wing. Up top, obviously with 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 Rose not being available, I think he will go Jace Cabia up front for us there. I've said this. I don't think goal scoring is really our problem. It's finishing our chances, and just being alert that teams are going to get chances, and we've got to take them ourselves, really. But Grimsby are capable of it. They've already shown it early stages of this season. We obviously cannot keep saying we're playing well but not getting results. We can't keep saying that. That has to start to turn. Hopefully it can start to turn against Bromley on Saturday. Now, it's time for a score. What do I think will happen? Well, I'm going to let my heart overrule my head. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for the Mariners. And I'm going to go, it might seem quite easy, but I'm going to go for a Chas Vernon brace. And I've almost got no doubt it'll either be Mitch Pinnock or it'll be Michael Cheek that scores Bromley's goal. But, I think what we need to do this year is start to score more from set pieces. We're not doing that enough. When we're getting set pieces, we're not really scoring enough from set pieces. We're not being as much of a threat, which we'll find Bromley being that threat. So I'm saying 2-1. Guys, leave me your thoughts down below on what you think will happen. Are you heading to Bromley? Are you, or will you be watching it on Sky Sports Plus? If you can't get to Bromley, it will be on Sky Sports Plus. It goes alongside the Notts County Walsall game. Those two games kick off at 12:30. So don't forget, if you are travelling down to Bromley, it's a 12:30 kick-off, not the usual 3 o'clock kick-off. And every game is a chance to put right the games before. And Bromley, they're going to be looking to hopefully try and crack top 3, which we're going to want to try and stop them from doing. And it should be an interesting game, this. So I'm saying 2-1. Leave your thoughts down below on the game. If you are going to Bromley, safe travels down there. Apparently we have sold out the away end, or at least pretty close to saying at the away end. Not surprised. This is Grimsby Town Football Club. I'm not surprised with our fans that we've sold out the away end. So leave your thoughts on the game down below. Leave me your score. Even leave me your team prediction. What do you think David Artell should do for this upcoming cracker against Bromley? In the meantime, guys, I will see you for a review. It will come on Sunday. The review will be happening on Sunday, as I am out on the Saturday evening. But it will come. It will come out on Sunday. The review of the game. Like I said, let's hope the Mariners can get 3 points and get back on that winning feeling before the transfer window opens in a couple of weeks. And I will say it obviously during the review as well. But Merry Christmas and to everybody, every one of my subscribers, and happy holidays. Of course, I will say that for people that celebrate other holidays during the Christmas period. But I will see you. I'm gonna do for Christmas. I'm gonna do the Boxing Day review on the 23rd. So it'll be before. I don't usually do these, but I'm going to do that one before Christmas. So the Oldham preview will be on the 23rd of December. So everyone doesn't have to see my or hear my hear my dulcet tones over the Christmas holidays and other holidays, of course. So do leave me your thoughts down below. I will see you guys on Sunday with the review. But do travel down there safe, have a good time, and hopefully the Mariners can pick us up 3 vital points to kickstart our season and to start the busy festive period. But in the meantime, guys, up the Mariners, and I will see you guys very soon. Like I say, I'll see you guys on Sunday with a review. Until then, I'll see you soon. Ta-da. For now. There we go. I nearly missed the for now. I'll see you guys soon. Ta-da.